Hello, people, beautiful people. How you doing today? It's another fine sunny Tuesday on the west side of Glasgow, and it's 3,000 miles once again coming to you from Jambo Radio, and we're here again. But today, I actually sent my co-host Dimeji on the journey of 3,000 miles, so he's on that journey. He's on some 3,000 miles each, and he'll be back next week. So it's still me, your man K, and I'm here in the studio, just keeping it real, and we're gonna have another fun time, another good discussion. So just keep a lock, call your friends. It's going to be informative, it's going to be entertaining, and it's going to be everything you always wanted. Today I'm going to be in the studio with someone who has experience when it comes to the topic we're going to talk today. So, first of all, I need to tell us the topic we're talking today, because I know a lot of you have been curious. Well, what are we going to talk about today? What are we going to talk about? Drum roll. And the topic for today is parenting in the UK. Yes, parenting in the UK. That's one very, very exciting subject, because there are a lot of legislations, a lot of things, because a lot of us, we come from African homes and coming to the UK, and it's a whole different ball game of how you train your children, and it's like you do not have a say in the way you train your children. So we'll have somebody in the studio, a mother who has actually had a taste of both worlds. She has actually raised kids in Nigeria, and also she's currently raising kids here in Scotland. So somebody who has experienced both worlds, and she has experience, and she's going to really talk to us today. And I'm talking of no other person than beautiful lady, Mrs. Gloria Giwa. Please, you're welcome to the studio, Gloria Giwa.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jambo Radio. I'm glad to be here this afternoon. Not too much. I just want to talk about parenting there back in Nigeria. You know, as we all know, parenting usually refers to the support, the intervention, and the strategies every family adopts in grooming and training a child to realize his or her full potential in life. So there back in Nigeria, we have our own way of training children. For instance, we observe our children at the stage of infancy to know what they can do in future. Like I remember when I was growing up, I love business. I love business a lot. And my mom encouraged me and told me, I know one day you're going to be a great businesswoman. Yes. When I have my children, by the grace of God, I have 3 children, and I've been watching them growing. I discovered that, yes, they have that talent, but I have to guide them. Raising them was a bit challenging, because you have to talk, you have to correct them, you have to make sure you instill discipline into them. Like I know my daughter that is 13 now, when she was 4, I usually call her when I'm cooking in the kitchen. I'll tell her, watch me and see how I cook. I could tell her, use the Maggi, open them down, and give them to me when it's time to put them in the pot. But I noticed here in the UK, you can't do that. Children, you don't engage them, especially when they are still minor. You don't just engage them in cooking. Maybe the law does not permit it. They see it here as maybe child abuse,
Child labor or something.
Yeah, something
So
like
let
that.
let me pause you there,
Okay.
because I see that you came with a lot of fire, and it's going to be interesting, because you are giving it to us. Let me take you. I want to take you back.
Okay.
I want to take you back. The thing is, when you gave birth to your children,
Yeah.
and you had this, did you any day think of the fact that, okay, I'm going to take my children from Nigeria and take them out of Nigeria and let them grow in another country? Did you have that in mind?
Yes, I do have the mind, but I never even knew I was bringing them to Scotland. But I knew I was going to take them out of the country to expose them, to new life. So I had to make sure I give them that cultural background, even from Nigeria while they were growing. I tried to instill those culture into them as, okay, you wake up early, you must take your bath, brush your teeth, then you do some house chores. You don't just sit down and expect me to do everything for you. So that has really helped them. Even while they are now in UK, they already have that mentality. They wake up in the morning, even before they go to school, they do their house chores, they wash some of their clothes, they iron, and they cook for themselves. Yeah, that's how.
Okay. So if I'm understanding, you already what you're saying now is you already had the mind moving them out of Nigeria. Then that means you already understood to some extent that when you move them out of the country, there are certain things you won't be able to impose on them.
Exactly.
So that at that time you decide to, since we're in Nigeria, let me press this thing into your head.
Yes,
press
I took the opportunity
to force it in, so that when they are here, it's already inside.
Exactly.
So that was what you did.
That was exactly what I did.
And the question is, did it work?
Yes, I work.
It worked.
It worked.
What you did worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked in the sense that at times when I go to work, I give them some tasks. And when I come back, I observe that they've done it. Like, I will cite an example. There was a day I went to office and the light tripped off. And my son, he was just 12 then. He went up to the cable and just touched something, and the light came back. So immediately I came back, the sister was telling me, Mom, do you know what Great did today? I said, what did he do? Can you imagine him as small as he is? He went to touch the cable. What if the cable had struck him? I was just looking at him, and he quickly told me, said, Mom, you won't always be there for us to do some certain thing, so I have to do it myself. At a point, I wanted to shout at him, but I was just calm. I said, it's okay. But inside me, I was happy because I could see that those things I was trying to, inculcate into them was really working. So it has really helped me. Even now that we are in UK, sometimes they do things on their own. Yes, they do things on their own. There are some decisions they take, like, okay, at times they come back from school, even when I'm not around, they could go to the kitchen and do some cooking for themselves. It has really helped them. But I know here it's not really allowed, but they do cooking at times for themselves. They take care of themselves, So that's how it has been. It has really helped a lot.
Okay, I'm talking about decision making, because I notice here in Nigeria, our parents are always integral in any decision we take. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Any decision you want to take, your father will tell you, no, this is what I want. There are a lot of us who, growing up, going to school, we wanted to study something else, but our father said, you must be a lawyer. In my family, there's no doctor. You must go and do medicine. If you don't do medicine, I will not pay your school fees.
Yeah.
Decision making.
Yeah.
I know back in Nigeria, parents have this code when it comes to making decisions for our kids.
Yeah.
But I've seen here, a child as small as 5 years can tell you, I'm not putting this on. I don't want to wear this shirt. And the parents has no right. Parents does not have a right to say you must wear this.
Yeah.
They let the child have his way.
Yeah.
But we're in Nigeria, even for Christmas, they give you some. They're not born you wear. Your mama say wear this shoe. You say no. You are finished. So, how do you think you've been able to cope in this environment where the children have more say in making decisions on themselves? Coming from a place where I know in Nigeria you made a lot of decisions for your children.
Yeah.
Has it not affected you? How do you feel? How you feel?
Just like you asked earlier on, that before now, do I think I was going to bring them out of Nigeria? And I said yes. I already know I was going to bring them out one day. That is why I had to instill that culture, that behavior in them while back in Nigeria. Do you understand? Oh, well, for me, I am not like, there are different type of parenting.
Yeah.
There are some that is like a military kind of, parenting. A military kind of parenting is when the parents give another and the children, they follow. Would I say my kind of parenting was it more like a democracy, whereby everybody is free to talk. I don't know if you understand. Yeah, so I instill that fear, back it up with the word of God. Anyway, yeah, I back it up with the word of God. They already know that some things are not good. For instance, my daughter cannot dress a kind of a dress that is revealing. She knows I won't take it. So she has already know that, even right from Nigeria. So here, she can't try it. I don't know if you understand. Just from the way they are being groomed from home, from Nigeria.
I will actually draw your mind. I will draw your attention back to something. But I like to say something. Okay. I like to say you said about democracy.
Yeah.
That's a word that is will I say it's rare when it comes to training in Nigerian homes. Demo what? Do you have a say? Your father will tell you, I'm the owner of this house. I pay rent, I feed you, I do everything for you. When you're a man of your own. Let me tell you something. I stayed with my parents till I was almost 27 years before I left my family compound, because my dad had a very big compound. And my father was the ruler, the author, and the finisher of that compound. If he tells you this is the way we are going out, nobody has the right to say no. Because the first question is, are you paying rent in this house? What are you contributing to this house? Mm-hmm. You understand? So we have African parents. A lot of us experience it. Our parents will tell you, no, this is... I know you might have done it in Nigeria with your parents, with your children. There's no how, because it's natural. It's inborn.
I know.
It's an inborn thing where, now me born you.
You must follow my order. You
must follow my order.
I know. But now things have changed. You are talking about the old school way of parenting a child. Let me tell you, in the 80s, when we were going to school, there's this man, is a retired also there in my environment there. You dare not go late to school. If he sees you going to school late, he will flog you and will make sure he will take you to school. And when you get to school, the teacher will take it from there.
And flog you again.
And flog you more.
You have excess marks.
Yes. So the child, the next day, and he's not going to relax, because the next day he's going to come to school before you to make sure
that you come to school early.
That really helps children a lot. Do you understand? So, but somehow it has changed. Now, parenting, from let's say from the 90s to now, to an extent, is...
No, probably I would say from the 2000s, because I know
let me say from the 2000s.
There's this saying that the whole village is in charge of. I don't know. It's an African proverb. I don't know if I can. I'll get it if I can. But it's something about the whole village being in charge of grooming a child.
Exactly.
I remember back then we had this.
That the child is not for one man, but it's for the whole
community.
Village,
yes. Because I remember back then,
and it really helped.
We had this nosy. I call them nosy neighbors. They always. It's not your business, and they always running to go and meet your mother. Mama Kevwe, you know it's your picking. I see your picking for road. Not be smart in your picking.
They talk with a girl.
And you're like, it's your business. because and our parents were this kind of parents then. And I knew my father then. My father was kind of man that if you do something, if somebody comes to report you, he believes what people tell him outside than you. If he comes to the house and they tell him, Kevwe went to fight to do, he doesn't want to even hear from you, like, what happened? Like, Ogani down there, face the wall, and you're getting pa. The beating I collected, I won't lie to you. The beating they gave me growing up, it would have been enough for like 5 children. Only me. There was a time, it got to a stage, my father, when I was in primary school, my dad took a cane, bought water cane, and took to the teacher in school and said, every day, flog this boy. And the teacher was like, why? He said, no, I know he must do something. A day does not pass where this young man does not commit an offense. So I was getting whooped. I was getting the killing of my life. There was a day, I won't forget that day. My father beat me, took a cutlass, and he said, I will kill you.
That is what I'm trying to tell you, that parenting varies, is dynamic. It changes from one family to another. Like I told you, I said, I will name it like, okay, we have democratic way of parenting. I would say that's your daddy's style of parenting was military.
Very military.
Because he say is the last. But most time, I don't really see it as the best, because it doesn't really change the child. Most time, when you flog a child or you are too hard on the child, it hardens the child, the heart of the child.
Exactly. The child becomes...
I know of a family where when the parents are talking, every child keeps quiet. Even when you have something bothering your mind, they can't share it because you are not allowed to talk. I don't know. That's why I said I use a kind of democratic way of parenting. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, but would you call that issue of the when parents are talking, children are quiet? Is it peculiar to individual children, or it's a general thing that depends on how the children were brought up?
Oh.
Because why I'm saying that is, I noticed that I'm the eldest. I had younger ones.
Okay.
And I noticed growing up, the way my father treated my younger brothers and my younger sisters, the way he groomed them was totally different from the way he groomed me and my immediate younger brother.
Exactly.
We were the ones who took the cross of the whole family.
Because you are the first, so you have to show the example to the younger ones.
But that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of African parents. They put so much pressure on the first children, are like, you have to show example. Everybody should be an example to themselves. Everybody should answer their name.
Not to an extent it works. Like me too, I'm the first daughter too. I know the way my mom handled me. I remember the first day I menstruated. I was so scared. I could not even talk to my mom because I knew what I would face. Do you understand? But somehow I just had to summon courage, because she taught me then that I don't take family issue outside the family. So whatever it is, just remember that I'm your friend. Tell me, even if I'm going to shout, I'll still correct you. So I went to her and I told her, Mom, I don't know, I just saw this stain on my pants. He said, hey, and she just come. That means now, if any man should touch you, bam,
you'll be pregnant.
And you know, I grew up with that mentality. When I got to school that day, I was so careful
not to touch any boy. You didn't want to get
honestly, because I didn't want to get pregnant. That was their own level of educating me then. They don't dare tell you about sex education. Do you understand? Unlike now that you can call your child of 5 years old, a daughter of 5 years, and you begin to, because they know all these things. So it's better you teach them than someone outside begin to do experiments on them. So it was really difficult in the old school, the way they raise children. Do you understand? They believe then that even the girl child shouldn't go to school. The girl child should be in the kitchen. And you know, then in Nigeria, they don't really value education for the girl child because they feel you're going to end it in the kitchen. More like here. You understand? They go to school. Everybody have that right. You understand? To choose. And even then in Nigeria, there are times your parents will say you must be a doctor. You can't say no. But like here, you see, they are free. You choose any course you want to choose. You go to school. You know. So it's really there's really a difference raising children here and back home.
So I want to bring your attention. You said something earlier, and I said I was going to come back to it.
Okay.
You talked about your teenage daughter.
Yes. That
she has a certain way she's going to dress.
Yes.
That she wouldn't dare dress.
Yes.
Because you have groomed her in a certain way.
Yes.
But there's a word, I know they call it impressionable.
Okay.
And it's used for teenagers a lot because teenagers are very impressionable.
Yes.
In terms of they tend to want to behave like the friends, when they want to talk like, especially when they are among a set of people they change the way they talk.
Yes.
You could have a teenager talking. I've seen young people, secondary school Africans here in the Scotland.
Okay.
When they talk to you the normal Nigerian accent they came with, and the next thing they're talking with their white friends, and it's changing.
They
like
shift.
I met. I'm like, are you serious right now? So the question now is,
okay,
it shows that to some extent they are quite impressionable.
Yes, they are.
So you said, so just imagine, take it in a scenario where your daughter goes out with friends. She definitely has friends, and she now changes her style of dressing.
Okay.
What would be your reaction? What would you do at that time?
Oh, I wouldn't react so badly, because I know definitely the new environment would definitely influence to an extent. But I've seen some white here. They go almost half naked. I've seen girls as in just wearing bra and pants. But you can't really judge them with that, because right inside them they might be different. And I don't know whether rape is common here, unlike they're back home. There are some dressing you don't try, like here. So I see them, it's just like their way of doing things. Do you understand? Yes, I'm sorry to say this. I know that children, they pretend a lot.
Yeah.
Children pretend a lot. They can become what they are not when they are with you, but when they go out there, they are something. But the most important thing is that they already have that fear. Do you understand? They already have that fear. They know what is right and they know what is wrong. So if they decide to dress that way, my own is that I should not see it. I shouldn't see it. I shouldn't see it. But if you do it like that, well, do it such a way that I will not see it. But if I get to see it, they know what I can do. I will start with my mouth. I will not flog them, but they know how I used to, chastise them. Let me use the word. So, but the most important thing, like I said, give your children that fear. They already have that fear of God. It doesn't mean that you will not be social. Be social, but social in a decent way. You don't need to. Like my mom used to tell me in those days, said, your body is for your husband. You don't need to bring it to the market and begin to showcase it freely. All these wares they are wearing and showing off everything. No, you should not. But because of the environment they are seeing yourself, you can still stand out. I have seen a girl here. I was telling my daughter, which I said, I like this girl, the way she dresses. She cover her hair. She, even with her skirts, she put on this pantyhose. You can't see anything, and she's beautiful. So must you,
That's the new norm. Just in case you're just joining us, you're listening to Jambo Radio Scotland, and you can listen to us on our website www.jamboradio.co.uk, and you can also download our apps on Android and on iOS, and also Jambo Radio is also available on smart speakers, and then you can also follow us on all our social media platforms from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on Instagram and Twitter. So right about now, we've been really hitting this topic from left, right, and center. I want to go on a short musical break. This one is Peace Be Unto You, and we'll be back after this time out. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're welcome back. This song is especially dedicated to all those listening out there. Peace be unto you, and peace be unto you, and peace be unto you. Ashe. Well, it's still Jambo Radio, and it's still me, K, Ogene Kevwe, the African Prince, like they call me. So we'll be talking about a very interesting topic, and I have Mrs. Gloria Giwa in the studio, and she's been explicit with the topic, parenting, and we'll be going at it. So you said something about, because I like picking what you say. Okay. You said something about fear, and I thought to myself, when we were growing up in Africa, did we fear our parents or did we respect our parents? Because I remember that time, my father had a Volvo. And you know Volvo sound. From 2 miles out, you're hearing the car coming. Once we are playing, we hear that sound of that Volvo. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Everybody's coordinating. Daddy don't they come. Bang, bang, bang. Everybody's checking. You are checking yourself. You are doing is there any? Because the thing is, our parents had this. We preferred our parents not being at home than when they were at home. I don't know if you felt that same way.
Exactly.
Because the moment my father is going out, there's this jubilation. Finally, these people are going out. We have the time of our lives. And the moment they are coming back, wow, they are back. So, was it fear or was it respect? Because I think as parents and children, children should respect their parents. They shouldn't fear their parents. But a lot of us back then in Africa, we didn't respect our parents. I won't call that respect. We feared them. For the fact that they were going to, if we don't do this, they will beat you.
Thank you very much. I want to say that it's both. I can say it's fear and respect. Because if you don't respect your father, you won't be trying to arrange the house. You won't try to let's make sure everything is intact. Let's make sure, we left the remote, the way he has instructed us to leave it. Do you understand? Then the fear is that what he can do to you. That is the fear. That's why I would say it's the two. I don't know if you understand. If you don't fear your father, you as well cross your leg, let him come. What can he do, safe? But he will surely show you what he can do. I remember then, something happened in my house sometime in the 80s. My mom had already told us at 6 p.m. in the evening, we would have taken our, dinner. Then every food should be returned to the fridge. But I forgot on that particular day. And the soup got soured. The next day, my mom said, I'm going to eat it because I'm the one that caused it. The soup, this egusi soup now, it has swollen. It was even smelling. My mom said, no, you are not going to waste this food. You will eat it because you disobeyed me. And I had to go and look for how I'm going to revive that soup to begin to eat it because you know why? I respected her because it's her decision. I respected her. Then, 2, I had to fear her because I know what she would do. And when my mom wants to deal with you, she will allow my dad. Because my dad is a civil servant. He will go for night shift. And when he's on night, it's just you and your mom. My mom will put on knicker. You first of all start by pick pin. As you are picking the pin, if you dare miss out, the koboko will land on your back. So that fear of what she can do to you will make you to respect.
But do you see that as child abuse? No,
yes.
that's
In this part of the world, it is child. You dare not try it, because my friend even told me which day that the auntie called her, that they observed that her daughter has been putting on one particular kind of shoe. Doesn't mean she cannot take care of. Yes. You cannot take care of her child. If she cannot take care of her child,
you should let them know.
Hey, she was so scared when they call her. And, the child was so smart because knowing where she came from, she had to quickly tell the auntie, no, auntie, my mom actually bought me a lot of shoes, but I choose to always wear this. That was the end of
that story. Because I was having a discussion with one of my friends one day, and I told him, I said, if they apply the way child upbringing in the UK, they apply it in Africa, like our parents will be in jail by now. My father will be in prison.
Exactly.
I will go and be visiting him because my father. No, honestly, the way my father treated me, my father should have gotten life imprisonment. I'm not surprised.
It's not just you. That was the way they knew how to raise children then.
No, it was. I feel it was more like it was the environment, and the thing is, Africa as a whole, they feel that a child should fear. They revere fear over respect.
That's the mentality.
The mentality we have in Africa is that your child should fear you.
Yes.
Your child should. And I like talking to people regularly. And there's this lady that girl is over 30 years, and she said till this moment, she doesn't know how to look at the father in the eye.
Yes.
And it boils down to the fact that
who born you say you won't go give your papa peck, you dey craze.
but that
right there, your dad will ask you to need that. He will tell you that means you have been doing something.
Okay, you have been kissing somebody else.
Yes. So you dare not try it. But you see here, I have seen parents and children hugging. They even give themselves kiss.
And they tell themselves, I love you.
In their back is a taboo. You don't try it.
And I see details, I love you. And
you love fire.
No, me, I have a child, and sometimes my wife will tell me, and I said, the truth is, I'm trying my best. Because you can't blame me. I come from a place where I can't remember where, even if my dad told me I love you, I can't remember. I one day I tried thinking, has this man ever told me I love you?
I don't think so.
So there was one day I called him on phone. That was some months ago. And we're talking with Finch, and I said, I love you. He was quiet. I said it again. I said, I love you. The man didn't say anything. I said, Daddy, I'm saying I love you. What will you say? He said, I love you too. I said,
So he actually knows.
So the truth is, these our African parents, they know what to do.
They know.
Well, I don't know if it's pride or if
it's just
being
a cultural
primitive
thing. No, it's a cultural thing. They believe that is how it should be. Like, I know of a family there too. They're in Nigeria, whereby the wife was just playing with the husband. They were laughing, joking. But when a friend came, to visit him and saw him in that mood with his wife and the children, he quickly called him and said, come, what kind of nonsense are you doing? You want this woman and these children to see you finish. That was how he put it. You want this woman and these children to see you finish. And immediately the mood changed. So they believe that maybe if you are too close to your children, they will not respect you, they won't fear you. But they didn't know they were actually missing it. Although, to an extent, I would say it helps.
How does it help?
It helps in the sense that it will help the child to be more responsible.
No, but what I feel here is growing up, because I'm looking at it from an African setting, because in as much as we had a lot of Africans who were really strict with their children, and we had rough parenting, like our parents were no nonsense, military. I had people who had diplomatic parents who were exposed. Yeah. I had a friend who, when you see him talking with his parents, they had this really brotherly relationship. He could even tell his mom, why are you doing this? What is that? And you're seeing that, like, the boy is more free to talk about stuff, because I feel if we had this relationship with our parents, most of the mistakes we made, we probably wouldn't have made it.
That's true.
Because, to be honest with you, I couldn't tell my father I had a girlfriend, even when I was 25 years old. I couldn't tell him I had a girlfriend.
You can't even dare it.
But you see kids here, young kids like of 10, they're like, I have a girlfriend, is this girl I like? And father's like, will you get a flower or something? I'm like, flower for 10 years. But they have a way of relating in a way that it helps the child to be exposed to this and understand how life is. And you see a lot of kids here, they are very vocal. Because when you put an African kid who's grown up here in the UK, and you put an African kid who's grown up in Africa, and you see the level of vocabulary, first of all.
It's very different.
What a child here, I was in the bus one day, and I heard this small, that child should be more than 5. The word she was using, I was like, this is not university vocabulary. She was having a very decent conversation with the mom.
Very bold, very confident.
But you see, Nigerian 5-year-olds, the only conversation we have is, Mama, give me bobo, give me biscuit, give me bobo. That's the only thing they can. But yeah, they are talking. And when is the bus coming, Mom? What bus is? I'm like,
because that was how they be brought up. See, I want to say that It's not as if, will I say, Western way of parenting is not, it's not good. Neither will I say that, okay, our Africa way or Nigeria way of parenting is also bad. No. But I think it's something that we just have to balance. You have to balance. If you instill that fear, that discipline, that responsibility in your child, and the child coming over to the Western, world, it will also help the child. Do you understand some things? Do you understand? I like the Western way of also parenting a child, in the sense that the child has this kind of cordial relationship with the parent. They can actually relate. Oh, Dad, this is how it is. Dad, this is how it is. But there's another way that I don't like. Yeah. You see a child maybe pointing a gun at his parent, which dear back, in fact, they will have to kill a goat to appease the gods for the child to do that. Do you understand? So, to an extent, it's not too. I don't really see it as a good way of also parenting a child, that you cannot flog a child.
Okay, coming to flogging a child, yes.
You cannot scold a child.
I was saving that part for later, but you brought it up because I know that is.
The cane is good for the child at times.
A lot of our African parents, they feel I can't flog this boy again. But how does it feel? I know, yes, in Africa, it's part of the cane. My father's water cane was a member of our family. Mm-hmm. So I know the cane is always there's always a cane.
It helps to chase that foolishness.
Because I know that time my father has where he keeps his cane. He got to a stage, we hid all the cane, threw them away, and he used his belt. We even hid his belt. He threw them. So at a point he said, disappear. You can take out everything, but can you cut my hand? So in that case,
okay,
where I know sometimes you look at your children, they do some stuff, and you are saying, if we did Nigeria, exactly, I for don't whip you. Exactly. How does it feel when you know that there are certain things you can't do in terms of, because right now, the only way you can correct a child is to talk. And probably maybe ground the child, take the child's phone or something. How does it feel when you cannot use the conventional method of correction we use in Africa?
I won't lie, it's not easy, because at times, see, parenting is a very difficult task, honestly. It's a really difficult task in the sense that you just have to be patient. If you are not patient, these children might just push you to do something very, very terrible. That's why I still like, their way of parenting here.
It teaches you patience.
Yes, patience. And the child to also know the implication of what to do. Like there's a school there back in Nigeria. Yeah. It is owned by, I think it's a British school.
A British Montessori school.
Yes, I was privileged to teach sometime in that school. Do you know what, in that school? Wow. You don't flog a child. Yes, you don't flog a child. But there are awards. When a child does very well, you give that child an award. And that award will encourage the child to keep quiet. That award encourage the child to do his or her assignment. That award encourage the child to behave well in class. So I'll begin to ask myself, I say, so children can actually be quiet. You don't necessarily have to flog, you don't necessarily have to cane them, just with this method. So it works. But something that you're already born into, you are used to, you want to always do it. But another way, the child also help the cane also help the child.
No, the cane never helped me. I won't lie to you. It didn't help me.
To an extent, it helped the child. But you told me that when your dad was coming back with his vovos, you start running.
I was out of fear, not for the fact
that was the help.
Because the truth is,
it helped you to be more respectful and disciplined. Sometimes and be responsible your house chores.
It helped me to be hardened, because it got a point. I remember then it got a point where I wanted to do some stuffs, and I think about the implications. I would say, yes, na king.
I know.
That's the only thing I just
said. So the heart was already hardened.
The heart was already. I say, yes, na flog. I don't. So my mind was already prepared for the consequences of. But
of not doing
when you talk about, there are things I've noticed that there are things they do here. There are things you can do to a child. It's worse than flogging a child.
Yes.
You made mention of award system, and I think that is what a lot of these parents here in the UK adopt.
Yeah. I'm very yes.
Because they buy
Very
stores
sure.
for their kids, and nowadays kids have all the different gadgets,
Exactly.
and then they're telling you, "I will take out this from you. I'll take out this from you." Talking about gadgets,
They ground the children.
what do you feel? How do you feel? What's your opinion on a child of 10 years having an iPhone of
Oh.
a big iPhone? How does it feel for you? How do you feel when you see little kids having all that?
I don't think it's the best way.
For
Because,
you,
yeah, for me, because I feel that child is just too young to handle that phone. What is the child of maybe 10 years doing with an iPhone? I mean, there are some things that should be restricted from children. You know, it's not about a way of saying to the world that you love your child, or maybe you have money or this, because that phone is going to distract the child. When a child is supposed to be doing maybe his assignments or maybe taking a nap, he'll be busy trying to explore. You know, children, they like exploring. They want to see what is in that phone. Okay, they want to for me, I don't think it's you can buy your child a phone, but it must not be an iPhone. But when that child gets to that particular level where you know that yes, he cannot control, the child is not mature, he can. I have I grew my children to an extent that even when you put let's say adult film, because I know they're in Nigeria then, when they are watching some movie, you know, at times there are some you see they're kissing. I will just hide myself. I'll be watching them. They will be doing like this. I don't know if they will be. So I just came in one day. I said, "You want to tell me that if I were not here, will you have hid your face?" And they will just smile. So I just tell. I said, "It's not about you because you see me or see your dad. You'll be hiding your face. The most important thing is that what do you do when daddy and mommy is not there? Do you hide your face?" I said, it's not something you will avoid, but you know, at this stage, you are still young. There will be time for you. Of course, definitely, I was so surprised the day my mom then asked me, "Do you have a boyfriend?" That time I was already in the university. I was shocked. I said, "Hey, my mama, they asked me if I get a boyfriend." I couldn't answer her because she knew at that point, at least I was matured. At least by this time, I should be, you know, thinking of even settling down. But I didn't even respond to her because of that, in that fear and the way. But like in this part of the world, even at 18, 20, you see children, they bring their boyfriend introduced to their parent. But you know, at times, it's not too bad. It not depends on what they involve in doing. They tell their parents, yes, their parent, "I have a boyfriend, meet my boyfriend," and the father will even shake hands.
So if your daughter gets to 18 and she has a boyfriend, will you give your approval? Will you give her your blessing?
That question. No, she's still young.
No, you just said the kind. So you can see
I'm African.
the African parent in you just came out. No. She's still. So okay. Let me ask you: at what age would you
recommend,
be
right?
okay for your, not recommend,
okay,
your own?
I know.
What
own
age will you be okay for your daughter to have a boyfriend?
My daughter, from 20 is okay.
Okay, from 20.
20 is okay.
What is 18? What is 20?
No, 18 is still young. 20 is okay.
Okay, what about your so, and you will be comfortable? Will it be comfortable for her to bring that boyfriend home?
Yes.
Just imagine, okay, she's 20 now, she has a boyfriend, you go out for work, you come back, you see her and the boyfriend in the sitting room, they are gisting. How will you feel?
No, I won't feel bad.
Will you have that, with that Nigerian mother spirit coming to you?
Of course it will come, but you know, like because I'm not here and I just have to control it. Do you understand? Like when we came, I told them after like 3 months, I told them, especially the girls, I said, "I would like to meet your friends. Tell your friend one day I will take you out. Tell them," and I really meant it. I said, "I want to know your friends. Bring them home, then we can go out, probably take a drink." I knew what I was doing. I know when they come, and I know the kind of friends my children keeps, and they be working towards that. It's just that I've not been chance to, take them out, and I'm going to do it. That's what I love to do. I want to know them, because it's better you know your children's friend. When you know them, then you know the kind of friends they keep. Then from there you can chip in one or two things and tell them one or two things. Yeah, you both now. I know if you are growing, very soon you become adult and all that, but you have to be careful. You don't involve in sex, because it can ruin your life, can ruin your career. When you tell these children, they listen, and that was what some of our parents then really missed. So because even if I don't tell them, they know, but I just have to show them that love. I have to be more closer to them, especially the boy. I will love my son's wife to be my best friend, because I know that's the best way to get to my son.
Okay, let me ask you one question for your son. Would you be okay if your son gets married to a white girl?
Why not? If God says yes, but I must really do a lot of
African work,
both spiritually and physically.
Okay, I want to throw one question. This question is awkward, but I'll throw it. I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
Because we're in a country where there's a lot of liberty when it comes to sexuality and sexual exposure. Just imagine tomorrow your son calls back and I say, Mom, I think I've thought about my life. I've had a deep think, and I feel I don't think I'm comfortable being a boy. I think I'm a lady.
I will rebuke that spirit. I will rebuke that spirit. I will see how I will take him.
You take him for deliverance.
That's the worst. I will reject it over and over and over again. In fact, it's not going to be funny at all. No, I won't take that.
But we're in a society where there's liberty.
I know.
We have that liberty to say okay. Because the truth is, before now, a lot of us had this predisposition towards transgenders, lesbians, and everything. But it's something that it's an open society where everybody's accepted, irrespective of your gender
or whatever,
everything. So that situation where the boy becomes like that, because I've actually thought about it myself. I was like, imagine, because these children can be exposed to different things, and because we're in a society where I was watching. It was it Mariah Carey or something? She was performing the other day, and she said that she has visibly the person is a girl.
Yeah.
While I was seeing a daughter, but she say they don't use the pronouns. She doesn't use the pronouns her. The pronouns are they and them. I'm like, because right now the world is changing now, where people tell you my pronouns are, and they ask you what are your, and even when you fill forms online, because they are becoming accepted, they ask you what are your preferred pronouns.
Because
is it he or she, accepted, they or them, her, and everything. So in a world where this is now becoming a norm, where you cannot
really have a say
when it comes to that area of your child coming from a background in Africa, how would you be able to balance it here and now still remain? Because I know in Africa, the moment you have a child who is lesbian or gay or behaves, they see you as an outcast.
Yes.
So how will you be able to balance? You have family. How will you be able to balance that if you are put in that kind of situation? How will you be able to balance it here, you being in the UK, and balance family back in Africa?
Okay, thank you for that question. Like I told you in my beginning, I said I already know I was going to bring them out of Nigeria one day, and I tried to instill that fear. See, by the grace of God, I've grown my children to a level whereby, even if I know in this part of the world you don't flog, if I flog them today, and perhaps maybe, what do you call these people that normally come?
The child welfare people.
Yeah, when they come, probably, I'm just saying, for instance, they come and maybe probably they hear or they feel maybe a child is being
abused.
The way I've grown my children, my son will tell you, no, nothing has happened. My mom is just correcting me, I'm fine. Yes. And the person will just go. I don't know if you understand. Because right there, the whole thing is going to change. Because they know I am telling them the truth.
But you know, these people don't care. But you know, these people don't care. Let me tell you the thing. Because the thing is, they really don't care. They look at these children. They do a lot of psychology. Because they know sometimes, for fear of the parents. I've seen where my friend, like me, I have a baby. When the social worker comes in, my child's welfare worker comes in, she takes the child to another room, strip the child naked, examine the child. And when the child is old enough to talk, they take the child somewhere. They make friends with these children. These social workers, my social worker, buy stuff for my child and bring and say, this is for your baby. So they have this bond they build with the child. So they are able to take the child to a center and say, talk to me, what's happening? Your mom is not here. And you know children.
Childishly, they just
I had a friend where I had a situation where the child went to school and said the child wasn't looking happy, and they said what was wrong. He said my mother and my father are quarreling. Automatically there was a warning.
So it's going to affect the child's
performance. So the situation, these people, they value these children, irrespective of race, color, as long as that child is here.
And they feel they have the right to choose whatever they want to do.
They have a situation where
I don't even want to be there.
A situation where you know that your child in Nigeria, you know, if you kill the pikin self, nobody send you. Go beat and pull mark for your body. Nobody will come and ask you why. No, you are not answerable to anybody. In a situation where you know that you are not answerable to the government for this child, there's always that change in behavior.
Definitely.
And it affects the way you. But from all you said, I've noticed the thing boils down to how you've been able to instill values in your child.
Yes.
From a very tender age. By constant communication. That is what I feel is key here.
Yes.
Constant communication with the child.
That's the word.
You talk with the child. You expose the child to a lot. And another thing is, have you been able to do a little preservation of your culture? Do you speak your local dialect to your children?
That one is
because that's really very difficult. I know a lot of people, children really, come here and lose their identity.
Yes, that's true. I do, but they understand, but they don't like speaking it. Let me cite an example. Do you know my last baby, she just 8 going to 9. There was a day I was going to pick her from school. And I was speaking my dialect to her. She understands, but she can't speak. But and she just held my mouth and she would keep quiet.
Yeah, in public. Don't speak this thing.
Meaning what? He said, no, Mom, you don't need to be speaking dialect in my school. I said, I'm proud of my culture. I'm from Nigeria, so I should not speak. Is it a crime? He said, no, speak English. So what am I trying to say? I don't know. These children, they are like shy of their culture. Like I made them some native wear they don't like wearing. They want to wear the English, wears. But I still try. I say you have to be speaking it so that after you can have secret, we can relate.
So let's put a capsule on this. What would be your advice? What would be your advice, general advice to parents who are coming with their children to Scotland or parents who are already here? What would you advise on the general scope and the general status quo and the upbringing and everything?
Thank you. What I would advise the parents that are coming or bringing their children to maybe the Western states or Scotland or UK, just make sure you are who you are with your children. Let there be communication. Always check on your children. Inspect them. Don't always expect that they will do some. They know who they are, where they are coming from. No, you have to keep expecting. You don't just expect that they do something. I know, no. You have to keep checking on the child to know that, okay, the child is doing well. As my child be able to even adapt to this new way, because that's another thing. For them to even adapt to the way of learning here is another thing. Try to make sure you follow the child up and instill that fear. Let them socialize. Let them learn new way of doing things. What they couldn't do back there, let them learn it here. You understand? I believe it's an opportunity, it's a privilege for you to be here to learn a lot of things. Like here, there are some things that are easy, very easy for you to, to learn or to get. Unlike dear back home.
Yeah.
So, and above all, I want to also say that bring out your child in the way of the Lord. Instill that fear. Because even the Bible says that the fear of the Lord
is the beginning
of wisdom.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. And just like Sound Sultan says, Ajodabile, no matter where you come from, no forget area. So you always have to let them to know that they are from Africa. Well, actually, for those of you who just joined us, I'm sorry, this is where we wrapping up the show for today. It's still Jambo Radio Scotland, and we are streaming on different platforms on smart speakers, and we have our website www.jamboradio.co.uk, and we also have our app on iOS and Android where you can actually listen to all this program and all other programs. Thank you for listening today, and it's still me, your humble servant, your African Prince, K. Thank you very much, and have a good week ahead.